Hello and welcome to the Book Bunch. My name is Sam. It is so great to have you guys back for another video. Today we are going to do a short book haul and then we are going to be addressing this disaster over here, which is my TBR cart and all the books that I have that are just sitting around in piles because I don't have bookshelves because I am currently in the middle of moving into a caravan that we are renovating so we can go travel around Australia and be a bit closer to my husband's work. If I haven't said it already, my name is Sam, and if you can like and subscribe to this video, I would really appreciate it so that you can hear more about my videos, see more of my content, and yeah, you know the gist of it all. So let's get right into this one, and I hope you enjoy this video. The first two books I picked up I got from the Scholastic Book Fair because we had a big warehouse sale here in Brisbane over the weekend and I had to stop and check it out. So I got a couple of middle grades for myself. This first one, I don't love the cover, but I love this blurb. Listen to this blurb. This is why I had to pick it up. The invitation was delivered by bees. It wasn't addressed to anyone at all, but Ben knew it was for him. It would lead him to an old shambolic museum full of strange and bewitching creatures, a peculiar world of hidden mysteries and curious family secrets, and some really quite dangerous magic. I mean, as a fantasy lover, how could I not pick that up? I also picked up The Beast of Buckingham Palace. This book looks like it has been illustrated by Quentin Blake, but I don't know if that actually has. And all the reviews on the back say that this author is a worthy successor to Roald Dahl, and I love Roald Dahl. So I hope that that's true. I can't wait to read it. It looks like a lot of fun. There is a lot of cool illustrations and stuff, and I'm really looking forward to reading that one. I have also picked up some Andrew Peterson books. So I bought the very last of the Wingfeather series books, which is the Creaturepedia, which was written by one of the characters in the series, which I think is really cool. And this is literally just an encyclopedia of all of the animals that exist in Elia and their description, what they do, their weakness, their taste, all of that with a little illustration of them. I think it's super cute and I really love it, and I'm glad it rounds out my collection. And also, this front cover is just amazing. Like, I love this cover. It's beautiful. So I'm very happy to have this in my collection. Then I picked up two of his more popular nonfiction books. Both of these he wrote relatively recently, so I'm really looking forward to reading them myself. He wrote this one here, The God of the Garden, about creation and culture and all of that kind of thing, and it's considered to be a memoir of his, almost like a autobiography, because it was in the biography section, which I found really interesting because I was struggling to find it when I went to Koorong. And this was highly recommended to me by Chantel over at Chantel Reads All Day, and I can't wait to read it because I love Andrew Peterson. I also picked up his other one, Adorning the Dark, which I don't know much about as well, but it's a non-fiction. It's by Andrew Peterson, so I'm super excited to have them, and the covers are stunning again, just amazing. And he is a illustrator himself. Actually, if you check out his Instagram, you'll see what I mean, but he's very good. I also grabbed Mortal Sight, which is a YA, almost Frank Peretti style book, which is really interesting to me. It's basically about this girl. She's 17, so it's like YA kind of age, and she is seeing these otherworldly beings and having like these spiritual experiences because she's basically able to look through into the spiritual realm. And I just find that so interesting, and I can't wait to see how they portray it as a young adult book, because I kind of find the Frank Peretti stuff a little bit too scary sometimes. So I'll be interested to see if this is also really scary or if this is a bit more tame. Also picked up The Corpse of the Rat King because this was at a secondhand bookshop here in Australia, and it was really cheap. I have seen this go around the like non-Christian side of fantasy booktube, and I have no idea if it will be considered clean or not. So I'm going into it hoping it is, but it has very similar vibes to The Corpse Bride and I want to say Coco, the Disney Pixar film, where there's basically the land of the dead and then these mortal beings that have been sucked into it. And yeah, it follows this one guy who has been named the King of the Dead, and so he's kind of been trapped in this afterlife world, and he will only be released if he can find the dead a new king. And so yeah, I find that really interesting. I obviously don't believe in any of that kind of stuff, but it's fiction, and I like reading fiction like that. I also picked up Coral by Sarah Ella. She is the author of The Wonderland Trials. This was the book she wrote before them, and I believe this is a retelling of The Little Mermaid. I could be wrong, but I think it is. All I know is that it's got mermaids in it and it's Christian fiction. So I picked it up hoping it would be good because it was on a really good sale, and I do think this book is really beautiful. So I thought I'd pick it up. She is highly recommended by Nadine Brandes, the author of Wishtress, so maybe check her out as well if you guys liked Nadine. I have also picked up All Manner of Things because Chantel at Chantel Reads All Day, she highly recommended this. It is like more of a contemporary fiction than anything else, I believe. It's very outside of my comfort zone, but it sounded so good that I thought I'd pick it up anyway and give it a try. And I honestly probably would read anything that Chantel recommends because we have very similar tastes. So yes, thank you Chantel for recommending it. Also picked up this YA, possibly even middle grade, but I believe it's YA science fiction called Amid Stars and Darkness. This is not a Christian fiction book. This is just a science fiction one, but I'm really interested to see how it goes because it is about an alien princess and a human girl accidentally swapping places, and the alien princess was trying to run away from this arranged marriage and ended up swapping places with this human girl, and it's this whole thing. So I'm really looking forward to how that plays out. And finally, for the mini book haul, I got the fourth book from a second-hand bookshop in the Aragon series called Inheritance. This isn't the same edition as the other two books I have in the series. I'm only missing the second one now, but it's alright. It was so cheap that I figured I'd at least read it. If I really like the series, then I'll just trade this back in and get the proper edition later on. But there we go. That is everything for the book haul. Now we're going to go over to the to be read cart and talk
Okay,
about
friends, so here we are. I have taken the liberty of getting everything down off the top of here because I'm going to struggle to reach being down on the ground like this because I have very short arms. I'm a very short little girl. I'm not really a little girl anymore, but I'm still very short. So, here are all the books. This is all the books I need to read that I've left out. All the books I have read and I want to keep, I've already put in storage. So this is what's left, basically. I don't know if I'll end up getting to all of them by the time we move into the van, but I'm going to try my best. It's kind of becoming difficult because I just keep buying things. I'm a bit addicted. So yes, here we are. I'm going to basically spend this next little bit organizing them by genre. I think that's the way I want to go because that's typically how I read. I'll do like a week of one genre at a time or 2 weeks of a specific genre at a time, and we'll kind of go from there. Hope you enjoy this part of the video. Okay, so you can't see it in frame, but I have stacked everything up into their piles, or what I think would be appropriate. I've kind of lumped some of them in together, like more of the contemporary, possibly crimey type ones all together, ones that just didn't really have a genre that I could pinpoint down. I also haven't bothered separating like YA from middle grade from adult. Like I've just gone, all of this is fantasy, all of this is science fiction, etc. So yes, now to make it look all good. Okay, so this is the finished product. It's not super pretty, but it's practical. So, here we've got classics. Then we've got the random mix of contemporary, random other things I didn't know what genre. Then we've got non-fiction of all kinds. The crime and mystery pile. In the back there is all the books that I borrowed from my uncle, which are all Stephen Donaldson fantasy books. Then we've got all my fantasy books in here. It's chock full on both sides, as you can see. It's all double lined. And then finally,
a stack and a half of science fiction stuff. So that's what we're looking at, guys. I'm going to put like a little jar or something in there to put all of my bookmarks and things that are all here. So yeah, there we go. That's it for today, guys. I hope that you had a great week, that you enjoyed this video, and I can't wait to see you in the next. See you next week. Bye!